In our last session, we understood about internal tables. So in today's class, we will understand about types of internal tables. Okay. Sorry, internal table operation. Okay, so let's understand about internal table operations. So the first one is append. Okay, so what is the use of append? Append is used to add rows at the end of an. Okay, append is used to add the rows at end of an internal table. Okay, that means we have three layers. So internal layer is which layer concept it is, where internal table exists.
Application layer.
Presentation layer. Then we have application layer. Then we also have database layer, right? So presentation layer will not store any data. It is just used for displaying the data, right guys? Everybody, just for displaying or just to send request from presentation layer to application layer, right? It is just an intermediate between application layer and database layer, right? It is just an mediator between user and application, correct? So now if you want to store any data, in that case you have to store in the database permanently, right? So whatever the data that is been stored in the database, you want to bring it to application layer for some reasons. Maybe you want to display the data in the presentation layer, right? Or you want to do some operations or do some modification to the existing data, and after that you want to display that in presentation layer. For some reason, you want to bring the data to the presentation layer. Okay, so you cannot directly display the data that is stored in the database and display in presentation layer. It is not possible. So for that, what you have to do, you have to first bring that to application layer. So after bringing it to application layer, you can also do whatever the operations or whatever the changes or whatever the calculation you want to apply on the data, you can also apply on the existing data. Okay, so where you have to do that in the application layer, you'll be doing it, right? So what is internal table now? What is internal table? Anybody? We have seen that in the last session, right? Who will tell me what is internal table? What is internal table? Hello?
Memory allocate in application layer
Memory
to
allocated in application layer for what?
uh, to store the records data. I mean,
Yeah. So it is a memory allocated in application layer to store the data, right? It is a memory allocated in application layer to store the data which is coming from the database, or you can also store the data in the application layer itself. From work area to internal table, you can append, or you can transfer the data from one internal table to another internal table, right? So how do you do that? By using append or other internal table operations, correct? So now what is append? Append is nothing but it is used to add the records to an internal table at the end of an internal table. Okay, maybe from another internal table or from you have in work area. Okay, let's say what is work area? What is work area?
it stored the single data, sir, in
The
application layer.
memory allocated in application layer for
Single record.
Single record, right? Everyone, hello.
Yes, sir.
Memory allocated in application there to store single
Single.
records, correct? So let's say you have one row. Sorry, let's say you have some rows. Okay, one row in a work area or another internal table. You want to append this to the internal table. Append means always at end of an internal table here. Okay, so always at the end of an internal table, right? So you want to store this data always at end of an, you want to add the records to an internal table always at the end. In that case, you can use append. Understood, guys? What is append? All of you clear? What is the use of append? Append is used
Yes,
to
sir.
add records to the internal table at the end, right? So let's see the appending system. I'll log on to the server. Let's go to SAP 8. And then we're also creating a program for the program that we were creating. Okay, so let's declare some structure and also internal table. How do we do structure? So say pattern and also go to the structure data object. This is a simple way to do it. And let's say I'll just take the one table structure. So I want material number and I want material group maybe, and I also want the gross weight and also the weight unit, and maybe this is more sufficient material. Okay, these are the columns that I need in structure from the table. So I quickly create it like this by using patterns, the other way to define the structure in a faster way, and you don't need to allocate any memory for this ts underscore mara. So go with the types keyword. So what is the use of types keyword? What is the use of types keyword? Nobody knows what is the use of types keyword. What is the use of types
To
keyword?
define data types.
To define
Data types, sir.
data types. What data types? Types is used for user defined data types, correct? Like
Yes,
complex
sir.
data types. What is complex data type? Structure, table type, reference data types, that means objects and object oriented ABAP, elementary data type like data element, something like that, simple data elements. If you want to define, in that case, you can use the type, right? So what I'm doing now in the program, I'm creating a complex data type. It is a structure. Why we call it as complex? This data type has multiple columns. That's why we call it as complex data types. Once you have the data type, using data type, you can declare an internal data, right? This is actually a structure. What is this? Structure. What is structure? What is structure? What is structure, guys? Forgot already what is structure. In data dictionary, we had discussed it. Even this is how you create the local structure, right? So structure is a template. It will not share any, it will not store any data in the database. Used to define the data objects like internal table, work area, fields. So what I can also do, like I can also define the table type here, tt underscore mara. This is a table type something. So type standard table of ts underscore mara. This is how you define the structure, and this is how you define the table type. Why I'm not using types keyword here? Why I'm not using the types keyword here? Anybody?
This is
Any
not
of
user
you?
defined standard.
Sorry?
This is not user defined.
No, this is also user defined only, but here I'm using types, but here I'm not using types. Here also I can use, right?
Declaration is still continuing because of using comma at the end.
Very good. Very good answer, Siddharth. See, I have to end this if I have types here, right? I'm continuing this declaration. I don't want to use same keyword again and again. ABAP basic syntax rule, chain operator, if you remember, right? Right, all of you? Chain operator. I don't need to write types here again, and just put comma here and then remove types keyword. That declaration will keep continuing, right? So even if you want to declare another table type, put comma and continue. So this is the structure, and then this is the table type. This is how you define table type in a program, right? So if I declare an any internal table, IT underscore Mara, let's say, type, if I use TT underscore Mara, it is a table type. What is table type? What is table type? What is table type? What is table type? Hello? Nobody? Do you know what is table type? What is table type?
Produce realistically defined reusable object.
Functional attributes of internal table.
Table type defines structure and functional
Really
attributes of
functional
internal
attributes.
table, right? So that is how we define. And then let me also use, let's say I want to define work area. That if I want to declare work area, in that case, I'll just go with ES underscore. Guys, if you put type in table type here, in that case, it will become internal table. If you put structure here, this will be an work area, right? So same thing happening here, you see. What I'm doing actually, I'm just going with work area and I'm using structure. If you use structure, it will become work area. If you use table type, this will become internal table. See here, type standard table of. I'm saying in the table type, what type of internal table I want to define. If I refer to this data type, the complex data type, what type of internal table it should be? Standard, sorted, or hashed? What type of internal table we can find that? Okay. So let's keep breakpoint here and show you. I told you I'll show you this. Uh, discuss about the table. So you can use the structure is created in S7. Okay, here directly. Okay, otherwise you can declare a local structure and local table type in the program, and then you can also use it like this. Okay, same keyword you see type and type, but when you referring table type, it is defined the internal table. Okay, the structure and function tables. That means how many columns should be there, what should be the data type of each column, all those things. Functional attribute means whether the internal table is sorted or hashed, right? What kind of functionality this internal table uh, should go with. You see, I underscore Mara. See, this is an internal table, and work area underscore Mara. I'm referring to the structure. It is an so is everybody before going to append. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay, so let's store the data inside internal table, guys. I cannot directly store the data in internal table. In new syntax, it is possible, but earlier we cannot. We wouldn't be able to do that. So now I'll show you. First of all, you have to store the data in the work area. Okay. First of all, you have to store the data in the work area. Let's work area underscore Mara hyphen. Okay, and let me copy this column, hold Alt and then just left mouse button will just drag it down, place those columns here and then equals to, and inside this the data will go and then this statement will be right. So inside a metal number I'll store a laptop, maybe let's say a laptop material type is finished product, FERTL gives, MATKL is 01, simple I'll put some group, and let's say it is 2 and also kg, right? So and then again I'm just going to store one more material, maybe store mouse, then this is maybe raw material, you can say H, and this will be around 150 gram, right? 150 gram. So again we will store one more material. So what could be that material? Like maybe mobile, right? So this is a finished product. FERT, simply we will put some data type 02 I will use, and this is around 170 gram, correct? So after that maybe I'll also say material charger, right? So this is also for that material group belongs to 3. Okay, so these are the materials I want to store. Guys, I have a question for you now. What do you think? What do you think now? Will my work area store all 4 records I'm trying to store? 1 record, 2 record, 3 record.
No, sir, it's not possible. Only one record. That too last record.
Very good, Sashi. So it only is one row. Now, once this row is been stored, if you're trying to store this row, in that case, all this value will be replaced with a new value, right? Let me show you that. Execute that. Work here only store single one in the run program. I'm executing this. It is only storing one. Once data is being stored, if you try to store the next data, next row, you see all this value will be replaced. See, all this will be replaced with a new row values. Again, the next one will also be replaced. So work area can only use one row at a time. Then what to use if I want to store all these rows? What I should use if I want to store all the records? What I have to use if I have to store all these records?
Append.
Append to the internal
Internal
table.
table.
Yes, very. Let's append the data from work area underscore mega to IT underscore mega, right? So how do I store the data from work area to internal table? I will be using append. One way to do it. There are other ways too. We will see. No, this is not the only one we have others also. So let me check here and activate. Okay. So I will keep the breakpoints the statement here to understand how it works. Also here, let me execute the program. So now you see writing Mara we have 0 records. Okay, let me just replace this one with internal table as of now. Okay, now replace with internal table so that I can show you what is happening. So to do, just click on this icon here. You see replace, and I'll just go with this. Okay, so here I'll enter my table IT Mara. Now you see there is an internal table here, right? So now you see guys, I execute the append statement, press F5. You see, first we add it from the work area to internal table. Again, I'll execute the next row append. It's been added at the end of an internal table. Again, at the another row, again it will be at the end of an internal table. There is no option that I can specify. This is where the record should be added. Okay, append will always add the records at the end of an internal table. It's to everyone. Are we clear, all of you? What is append? You see, always it is add records end of an internal table. Now you also see the difference between work area and internal table. Internal table is storing all the records, but your work area can only store one record at a time. Is this clear to everybody? Are we
Yes.
clear? Yes or no, please?
Clear, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir, clear.
Yes.
See the varieties of append statements. We have append, okay. Append lines of, okay. So it's used to add multiple records. Multiple records from internal table. It's used to add or append multiple records from internal table. Multiple records from internal table to variable. Okay, so let's say you have the records in other internal table. You have multiple rows. Okay, you have multiple rows like this in other internal table. Okay, you want to append or add these rows at end of the internal table. End of this internal table. You want to add this row. So you have multiple rows. You want to add these rows at end of the internal table. In that case, it use append. Okay, append is nothing but it's not like you can cut and paste it. It's actually copy and paste the records, not cut and paste. It's actually copy and paste it, right? So that's what append lines of copying data from one internal table to another internal table. Let's see that in the system now. Okay, so I'll just go and delete all these breakpoints. So now we already have the data in IT Mara. So let me also declare one more. Okay, I'll also show you this is how we declare the internal table using table type. So let me declare one more internal table, IT underscore Mara underscore TMP, temporary internal table, type table of or type standard table of TS underscore Mara. If you want to use the structure for declaring an internal table, in that case, you have to use this syntax. This will not work. This syntax is only when it is a table type, because whenever you refer to the table type, it will directly declare an internal table, not the work area. That's why I'm using types. Again, if you put type table of here, it will become internal table inside internal table. Okay, you don't need to do that. Just keep type. That will declare an internal table. Okay, this is how we declare another internal table by using let me make it one once, by using structure. Okay, if you want to declare and work area using structure, just simple syntax. If you want internal table, this is how you can. Okay, so now let me show you. Find lines of, okay, maybe from second lines of IT underscore from second position to third position. Okay, you please copy the records from second and to the fourth record from IT underscore Mara, and please store that into append IT underscore Mara. Sorry, it is not into, it is to, sorry, to, okay, IT underscore Mara. This is one syntax. If you want to append all the records, that case just put pen lines of IT underscore Mara into, sorry, to IT underscore Mara. Okay, so one more syntax, append initial line to IT underscore. If you want to add empty row, okay, if you want to add empty row, used to add record to the default values. So if you add an empty row, in that case you can use append initial. Let's understand about all three syntaxes. Activate the program and also keep the statement here and execute and to submit. Okay, so now you see guys, IT Mara week, right? 4 records in IT Mara. Okay, so I execute this now. Let me just replace this tool with another tool, maybe just to show you other access special tools, different tool maybe I'll use for that tool. So here I'll use IT underscore Mara, and below IT underscore. Okay, so now I'll just okay, anyways it's coming down. Okay, no problem guys. Otherwise the space is not sufficient, I guess it's taking. Okay, so no worries, maybe this one. Okay, so now you see here you have the data here, right? You have the data in 18 number, correct everyone? How many rows you have? How many rows you have in 19 number? 4 rows, correct? So what I'm saying to system, please copy records from the second position to fourth position. All 3 rows you copy and put it in IT number. Let me execute this and show you. You see, mouse, mobile and charger. You see, first material not copied. That laptop is not copied. Only mouse and mobile and charger, right? 3 materials have been copied. So now the next one, append lines of IT. All the 4 rows, you have 4 rows. All the 4 rows you copy from IT Mara to IT Mara 1. Let me execute it. You see, laptop, mouse and mobile and charger. All of them are copied. Okay, so the next one is append initial line, right? Append initial line, maybe I'll just take this. Okay, I want to add an empty row with a default data at the end of an internal tuple. In that case, initial line you can use. You see, 5th row is empty, only with the default value. Since all these are character data type, the default value for character is space. So it is been added as it system added this as a space, and here BRGW, it is a packet decimal and the default value for packet decimal is 0, and based on the decimal is 3 zeros, and see that is the default value. These are the 3 syntaxes that need. So far, anybody in doubt? Anybody any doubts so far?
Sir, please tell me append initial line.
Append initial line. Let's comment other statement and understand about append initial line. So activate the, and I'll keep the break here and then execute. Okay, so now you have the data IT Mara. Okay, so let me just you have the rows, right? You have the data in the internal table. You want to add an empty row with default values. It is used to add empty row. Let's say these are the records that you have, and then you want to insert an empty row to the data table. Sorry, to the internal table. Just an empty row, no values. Just an empty if you want to. You want to add an table like this. In that case, we can use initial line. Append initial line. Understood? Let me execute this statement now for you. I press 5. You see, empty row is in added. Yeah. Clear?
Yes.
Yes. Understood, Shobha?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Default value 0.
Why the default value?
Yes, sir.
Go back and revise data types up, you'll understand. For the default 0, right? If there is a decimal place, in that case there will be 3 zeros there, correct?
Yes.
This is packet decimal data type, correct? P of 7 and decimal 3, right?
Okay, sir.
That's 5030. That is default value, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now the next topic, let's understand about insert. So append is always used to add records at the end of an internal table, right everyone? It's always used to add the records at end of an internal table. So but insert is used to add multiple records. Insert is to add or insert, let's say insert the records, insert records to an internal table at specific index. It is used to add the records at specified index or just if you're confused what's an index, I'm just keeping index. Okay, you can specify where record should be added. Okay, let's say you want to insert and row in the middle of an internal table here. Okay, so in that case what system will do? System will do these 2 rows below like this and it will insert the row in the middle. It is possible with insert, but append it is not possible. Understood the difference between append and insert? Append is always used to add the records at end of an internal table, but insert is used to add the records at specified location. Are we clear?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see that in the system. Back here. Let me show you. We'll comment all these append statements. So let's add a new statement. So let's say I say insert the record, okay, from work area underscore bar to IT underscore bar. It is into, whenever you use insert is into not to IT underscore bar, where please insert at first position at index 1. So this index operation is not possible in which type of internal table? Which internal table doesn't support index operation?
IT model.
No. What type of internal table doesn't support index?
Hashed into
Hashed, yeah, very good. Hashed internal table doesn't support this operation, right? So I'll just click the breakpoints here and show you how insert is working, right? The difference between append and insert. Append always get the record at end of an internal table. Will add the records to internal table specific. So let me just replace this with IT underscore Indra. Okay, I can just save this layout as of now. I'm saying please insert this record at the first row here. See, first place. Again, the next one, please add the records at the second place of the internal. You see. Again, I'm telling to system, please insert the record at second place of my internal table. What happens to the second row now, which is already existing in the internal table?
It will replace.
it will not replace, it will move this row below one step down, and then it will add this row at the second place. So now, see, mouse into the third place and mobile added at the second place, right? Again, I'm telling to system, please add the record at the first row of my internal table. What happens to these rows now? All three rows will be moved one step down, and the last row, the charger, will be added in the first place. That is what the difference between append and insert. Append adds the record at end of any. Insert will add the records at specified position or specified location. So anybody, any doubts so far?
No, Rakesh.
Not. Again, we have two types: insert lines of the varieties of the syntax and insert initial. Okay. What's insert lines of now? Exactly. It is used to insert multiple records from internal table to, or here internal table to internal table from one internal table to another internal table, right? So where it's specified, can specify where the record should be added. Again, this insert lines of is like append lines of only. Difference is difference, but specifying. Specify in this. Now let me show you. So insert lines of, okay, insert lines of maybe from IT underscore, okay, from second row to fourth row, okay. Please insert into IT underscore, right? So other syntax, insert initial, one more. If you want to add all the records, insert IT underscore from insert IT underscore mara into IT underscore mara. If you want to copy all the rows there, but you have to specify the index, right? Where you want to add this index, please add it the third row. Please start adding the records from the second row, right? So please also insert an empty row. Okay, insert empty row into IT underscore mara at where index maybe added the fourth place, right? So this is what the insert statement. Check for error, no errors, and active. And let me just delete this breakpoints now, and we'll keep breakpoints at the blue syntax here, right? So next I'll execute, and now you see, guys, maybe I'll just replace this tool with anyways in Mara you have like 1 2 3 4, right? So let's go and replace this to table 2, okay, so that I can see you here what is happening. Now you see from second row to fourth row, please insert it to IT Mara where at index 3. This will not work because there are no rows now. You see, the statement is not successful. Size bus 4 because there are no records in IT Mara 1. That will not work. At least some records if you want to insert into IT Mara. Okay, let's insert at least this at the first position. Let's insert this records from the first position, and then we'll see the indexes. Okay. Now you see IT Mara. Maybe I can again replace tables to one. Show you like your source code is here, then your internal table is here. You will understand. Right? So now you see, please insert second, third, and fourth record to IT Mara 1. Second, third, and fourth. So again saying that please insert all the rows from at the second place. That means you please move mobile and mouse 4 lines down, and then all you insert at the second position is mobile and mouse move 1 step down. Again, insert lines into 4th row. That means please insert an empty row to the 4th row here. Please move this all the below rows 1 step down and insert an empty row here. See, it is what insert lines into. Is this clear to everyone? Understood? Understood or not? Hello?
Okay.
Clear? Yep. Okay, so now for the next one, maybe we will understand about collect. It's a little tricky, yeah. Anyways, so collect. Okay, so collect is like, okay, collect is like a pipe. We'll add it will records to if there are no rows exist with key values. If there are no rows exist with a matching key value, in that case it will append that the internet. Let's say, for example, you have okay. So now you see, guys, if there is a row exist in the internal table, let's say these are rows you have 3 different rows are already in the internal table. If there is a row exists, this row exactly matching an internal table row, except the numeric data types. That means or the key fields. Let's say consider key field of an internal table. With the key field, there is an exact row existing in the internal table. In this case, it will not add a record at the end of an internal table. Rather, it will merge the record with an existing row. That means it will add the numeric data type columns. Okay, it will add the numeric data type column. Again, if there is no row exist in the internal table, it will append that row to the internal table rather than merging it. This is what collect. Collect is like append. It will append the records to an internal table. If there is a row exists, there is no row exist with a matching key value. Okay. If a row if there is a row exists with a matching key of values, then it will merge it will merge the row into existing by adding numeric data type. By adding numeric data type. This is a little bit trickier, guys. Anyways, I'll show you. So maybe I'll just comment this line, so you don't need to worry about them. Okay, I'll comment this as well. This one also, this one also, this one. Observe carefully. Very, very important. Collect. Interview question. They will ask you what is difference between collect and append. You have to answer. So please be careful. Definitely will have this interview question. Control C. Let me segment here. So now let's do one thing, guys. I'll just copy the menus which is already there, and here maybe I'll just change it to numeric. They only just numeric data type. So I'll also try to copy which is numeric. Okay, maybe I'll also try to copy the charger which is there. Okay, just to showcase how this works. Do pretty printer. So check for an error and activate the new tables. And let's keep the breakpoint at the curly statements here also, and then come down below here, and also here, and also here, and then here, right? So then here also. So let's execute and see now. So now you see, guys, IT underscore Mara. Okay, maybe I can give this. So IT Mara. Now you see there is no row exist with a laptop. So this is the key field, right? MATNAR material type emit care all except the BRGW, because that is not a character data type column. It is a numeric data type. Numeric data type. That is a packet data type, right? Packet decimal belongs to numeric data type. So now there are no row. Is no row exists with a key field mouse. It also appending. Again, the row exists in an internal table with a mobile. This with this key field. You see, whatever is in a blue color in an internal table, those are the key columns. Whatever is in a black, those are the non-key fields of internal table. So now when the charger is it is adding. Now guys, you observe carefully. The mouse ROH and with a 02 and GM, there is already an row. There is already an row exist here with 150 grams. Correct, everyone? Right? There is a row exists with this data. Correct? Yes or no, please?
Yes, sir.
So if it's an append, it will do. If it is an append, it will add another row here at the end. Correct?
End of the correct.
Now you see what happens to the second. It is not going to add fifth row now. After executing, I'm executing this line. You see here, it's not adding the fifth row. Rather, you see it's adding the numeric data type column. It is merging with the existing. Understood the difference?
Yes, sir.
Now you see there is a laptop already exists with the kg. You see now with this data, right? With this data already there is central existing internal table. It will not add a new row, then it will merge with an existing row. That is what the difference between append and collect. Anybody, any doubts so far? Are we about append, insert, collect statements? Everyone understood or not?
Yes, sir. Get it.
Everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So now maybe let's understand about sort. Okay, so use to sort. Okay, this is used to sort the record, ascending or descending order. Okay, so let me show you how we can do that. So remove all this points. I don't want to stop my program execution here, so that's putting me in the documents. And uncomment the append, comment the code. Control less than to comment, control greater than to uncomment. Control less than to comment, control greater than to uncomment. Shortcut. Control greater than. Right? So maybe I'll also comment this line here, and we will use this sort IT underscore. Okay. So by material number, if you don't say ascending order here, anyways the default will do in ascending order. Okay, if you want to also put, you can also keep it. It is not necessary to keep it in ascending order. Okay, by default anyways it will sort. If you want to sort the records in descending order by material, let's say want to sort them in descending order, in that case you have to keep it. Okay, maybe based on material you want to sort it in descending order, but based on one more variety you can say that based on material ascending order, but based on the material type column you want to sort it in a descending order. In that case you can do this. Okay, so maybe this one will just this material type descending, this point spreadsheet, right? So maybe just to show you how this works. Mouse display. Check for an error. Just ascending to this ascending order, that lower number or lower alphabets to higher alphabets. Descending order means from higher values to lower values, right? I'll just keep the point here and execute so it works. Maybe again I'm to now you have the data in Agenda. Okay, you see. So laptop is there, another laptop is there here. Charger is here, another charger is there here. Mouse material which is starting with M, you see it is there here, right? So if I sort the material by ascending order, by default it is ascending order. What happens now? Which material will come first? A, B, C, right? Charger will come first. C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, next L, then M, right? That's how it works, right? Let me show you. I execute this. See, first C, L, M, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, C, L, M, right? So mobile, mouse, B first before U, right? That's why mobile is coming here first. Understood, guys? This is what ascending or sorting the data in ascending order. If I sort it in descending order, what happens? Mouse will come first, mobile next, laptop after that, and then child. Press F5, mouse first. Okay, so now what I want to do, based on material number, I want to sort it in descending, but based on material type, I want to sort it in descending order. That means there are two materials. If I sort this in ascending order, in that case, if I sort both columns in ascending order, what happens? First A, B, C, D will come, or it will only consider this column. Both if I sort in ascending order, this charge will come first with ABCD, FERT will come next, correct? Do you agree? Again in the laptop case, ABCDEF, F will come first, HAW will come next, right? So but here if I, since I'm sorting it in descending order, FERT will come first and HAW will come first. Okay, there is a replacement in between these two records. So just observe. Again here the mouse. If I sort, since I'm sorting it in descending order based on NPRT, mouse will come anyways. These two columns based on these two rows, the data, whether that will come first, this one should come first, system will decide. Okay, so that's how we can do that. You see I press F5, so First, in the charger again there are two types. If since I'm sorting in descending order, F will come first, A is coming next. Again, laptop, since I'm sorting it in descending order, H is coming first, next F. So again, R is coming first and then FER is coming. Okay. So that's how. So anybody, any doubts so far? Is this clear to everybody? Understood what is?
Yes, sir.
So next is delete, right? What is the use of delete? If you want to delete any rows from an internal table, in that case you can use delete. Let's say you want to delete this row from an internal table, you can use delete. Whenever you delete any rows, the below rows will be moved one step above or two step above, depends on how many rows you're deleting. Okay, this is to delete the existing row from to delete the existing rows from an right? Delete. So let me comment this and show you. Delete IT underscore number where material number is equal to laptop. Wherever the material number is laptop, please delete those rows. First thing, check for no errors. Next, you can also do index operation. So delete IT underscore number index. I want to delete the third row of the internal. It can delete the records. Maybe for carry also you can delete. Maybe the last row will be deleted. So let's see. Can be if you are doing what these taxes are actually doing, right? So just do it the program keep record please. Products name is in case you should not forget the music mathematics you aware about I'm just going to the tables. There are two here and also the sixth material. I'm deleting both materials by using both materials got deleted. Deleting the third row. What is the third row? The charger is third row. Please delete the third row. See? Then I yeah. The block the charger ABCD this one. It is there already in the table or not. It is there. That is the fourth row. It is going to delete the fourth row now. Okay, that doesn't work going down the tuning. Okay, no problem. Yes, it's okay. So I'm comparing them. See guys, there is a dump actually syntax errors, but we should not use this. That's why it's not working. Anyways, that's not a problem. The next delete statement is delete the symbol. Okay, delete and duplicate. So what is the use of delete adjacent duplicate? It is used to delete the adjacent duplicate items. And then thing for doing this, sorting internal table is otherwise there will be no adjacent duplicate records properly. It will just system. In that case, it will not properly, right? So you have to delete the adjacent duplicate records properly. Okay. To do that, you have to sort properly. Okay, let me show you how we can do that. For the using adjacent duplicate, you have to sort. Let's say sort IT underscore para by the material number, and you sort delete adjacent duplicates from IT underscore para comparing the material. Please compare material number based on material number. Wherever you have duplicate records, you delete them. Okay. I'll keep the breakpoint here and then execute. And now press it. You see here, one minute, guys. So now you see I'm going to sort the records for this row. This is the adjacent duplicate. For this row, this is adjacent duplicate row. Right? All these adjacent duplicate rows will get deleted. For there is no adjacent duplicate for mobile. For the mouse, there is an adjacent duplicate row, right? These 3 rows will get deleted now, you see. Understood? That is what adjacent duplicate. Guys, anybody, any doubts? Till now, anybody, any doubts? There are some more internal table operations we'll understand tomorrow. Okay, till now, if anybody, any doubts, you can ask.
No,
No
sir.
doubts?